we packed into this apartment, they've not had peace, and that we are not welcome in that community, okay? All the neighbors have not slept since we packed in here. She was screaming that we come here, take their place, take their jobs, that we should go back to our country or something like that. She was just out of line. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Disclaimer before I start this video, this is our personal experience. This is our own family experience. Your experience in China might or will be different from ours. We have stayed here for a couple of years. My mama has been here for over a decade and he has never experienced this. This is our first experience, so don't judge the whole of China with what you're going to hear from this video, okay? Don't say because you heard what we experienced that you will not move to China or you start looking at them with one eye. This is just one person's experience. Definitely the likelihood of you passing through what we passed through is maybe 0, okay? Yeah, it's just 1 in 100 because we have lived in so many apartments without any problem apart from this. So the place we were living before, we already stayed there for 2 years, so we just said let's change apartments. We started looking before our previous lease expired, okay? Yeah, so we found a place. Before we could pay, another person paid for it, okay? Yeah, that's how we landed in this new place that we went to, okay? Yeah, we moved in on the 20th of March. We packed and all of that without any problem, okay? Then after 2 nights, we heard this loud shake from the kitchen, okay? So I was just asking my husband, what kind of noise is this one? Because it was not from our own kitchen. It's more like maybe the person underneath us, person was shaking this gas rod. I showed you guys one of my videos. Maybe I'll show it just a little picture in this video, okay? Person was banging on the gas rod, the one in the kitchen. So after a while, we heard this rude bang on our door. That's how we waited for some time. My husband said, let him go and check whoever the person, because the person did not stop. The person kept banging on our door, but my husband opened it. My husband asked what the problem was. He started with asking my husband, where are we from? And what kind of job he does and all of that. At first, my husband thought maybe he's maybe friendly neighbor or neighbor that just want to ask. Because the whole thing was just somehow, sometimes why we don't even like panic the first day is because sometimes our delivery people knock like that, okay? Like maybe if you are sleeping so you can hear, because that was at night. It was in the evening. So we not really like panic like that because some delivery people knock that way, okay? Yeah, so my husband opened, he greeted us, said hi to the kids. I was asking my husband where we are from. My husband was like, what's the problem? Whether he wanted something. He now said that they are complaining. First of all, his English was not that good, but he can speak English. According to him, he said his English was not good. So they now resorted to using WeChat to communicate, which I know that some meanings might be lost in translation, okay? Yeah, but from the whole thing, the matter was that night was that we didn't understand what they meant, okay? They said they are complaining because of our kids walking or running around in the room or something like that, which my husband apologized because then we are still settling down, packing things and all of that. My husband apologized and told the kids to climb the bed and not make noise when people are sleeping. Same time we said climb the bed and we slept. We didn't know that, like that time we did not even like think much about it. So the next 2 days we have settled, we have packed our things. Then my husband said, let's go out and just eat and all of that, like celebrate moving to a new house or something like that. And we went out for dinner that day. Yeah, maybe we came back. We didn't even like stay 3-4 minutes because we were already undressing to go to bed. That's how we heard another knock on the door. My husband went, the person said, use sign, like to show that the kids should stop walking or running around or something like that. My husband said, okay, sorry. Now close the door, we changed our clothes and slept. And that's how that one went. Then it was now work week, okay? My husband went to work and came back. Before then, we resolved to be sleeping early, okay? So it will not be because of us that our neighbors will not sleep, okay? Yeah, after the whole thing, I try my best to get ready for sleeping. So immediately my husband comes back home from work, we eat dinner and go to bed. So that's how my husband came back that day. The kids ran down from the bed to say welcome, that like they usually do. Then they finished greeting the dad, welcome and all of that. I was now dishing food for us to eat. We had another knock, okay? Yeah, so my husband opened the door. The person said the kids are running. Like the whole thing was just somehow like, it's more like they were monitoring whenever my husband comes back from home, because during the day the kids play and all of that. But I've never heard any knock by myself. Like when I'm at home with the kids, we never get any knock. But once my husband comes back from work, we get these banging knocks and all of that. So that one actually vexed me. I was not telling my husband, like, this is not even okay. Like the kids are already used to embracing you whenever you come back. So that means whenever you come back, they're not going to start from the bed. We just said, okay, we'll try to minimize noise. It's not even noise, because the kids are not like hitting their legs on the floor. You know how you see your dad coming back and you're ready to go and greet the person, welcome. So it's not like they're just like trying to disturb their sleep. And this is 6 p.m. Sometimes my husband come back past 5. He's always trying to come back early. Like once they finish work, he's trying to come back, let's eat and climb the bed, so our neighbors will not be disturbed, okay? Yeah, so after like they gave us 1 day gap, then the second day we even on the bed, like we not even like make noise. I was very sure, like around 5 I already told everybody to climb the bed. I think that was on a weekend. My mom was at home, we ate very early and everybody was in bed. That's how we heard this bang. It was continuous. My mother said he was not going to open the door, that whenever the person finished knocking, the person will go. So we stayed, the person knocked. We now had like 1 minute break. The person went down, like you could hear the person going down the stairs. Then after some time, the person came back again and continued knocking. We did not open. Then after that whole drama, my husband started looking for an apartment immediately. I was just telling him, don't worry about it, we'll just be ignoring them. Like, is it that they've not had neighbors before? Like, we don't know why the person that was living here left. Maybe it's just the same reason that people downstairs don't want anybody to live here or something like that. So that moment, my mom started looking for an apartment. I think this was happening on the 28th. We moved there on 20th, and this is like our 4th or 5th visit from our Chinese neighbors, okay? Yeah, after the whole thing, my husband said he found an apartment that by tomorrow, 29th, he will go there and check it out. So after the whole thing on 29th, I think he and the boy, they went there. He already made payment and all of that. So he came back and told me that we'll be leaving. Yeah, that we'll be leaving on 30th according to his plan with the person and all of that. Yeah, the whole thing, the kids already like this new apartment. As you all saw in another video, I already put new curtains. We already bought some things to equip the house to the way we like it. So we now have to live there on 30th. But on 29th night, okay, we had another bang on the door. My husband was like, should he go? I told him to. At first, I told him not to go. He just ignored the person. But the person kept knocking. I told my husband, just go and answer. He now went to the door and answered the person. The person stayed raising her voice. She was there with the husband. So when she started screaming and shouting, I had to go there and ask the woman, what is the problem? She said that since we packed, she can speak English, so this is not in Chinese. For you to say maybe the meaning of whatever she was saying was lost in translation. Nothing was lost. This person can speak English very well, like she's fluent in English. So she was saying that since we packed into this apartment, they've not had peace and that we are not welcome in that community, okay? That we are not welcome here, that all the neighbors have not slept since we packed in here. My husband got angry. That's the first time I actually saw my husband raise voice, because if you know my husband, he barely talks. Talk more of having an argument with someone. So that was when my husband started raising his voice too, and he was actually very disappointed. And whenever they are knocking, my husband, his face will just change. He's very sad about the whole event. But before this, I missed some part of it. I went downstairs to, like, before this 29th event, I think on 28th, I went down to our neighbor downstairs and asked our neighbor why they keep, like, a person down us here. I went to the apartment. It was the man that came the first day. That's why I knew that he was the person living beneath us. So I asked him, why do you keep visiting us? What did we do? So he said that we don't do anything to him, that is not him. I asked him what about his son, because I was thinking the second person that came up was his son. He said he doesn't have any son and he did not send him to us. He did not send anybody to us. He did not complain about anything about us, so it's not him. Ha! So the whole thing was just, so when I came back, I told my husband, I went down to our neighbor and our neighbor said he doesn't have any problem with us. That is our other neighbors. Like, we don't even live underneath them. So how are they having problem with us in our own house? Like now, if I and silly them are running around, it should be the person underneath us that should be complaining, right? But this man said he's not complaining. I don't have anything against us. So that's how the woman on 29th, yeah, she was screaming that we come here, take their place, take their jobs, that we should go back to our country or something like. She was just out of line. So my mom was like, that I don't take any of your country people's job, because the job I'm doing is for my people and not for Chinese. So the whole thing was just somehow, they were just screaming, Mama, don't worry, by tomorrow I'm leaving this apartment. The woman was screaming, I was saying yes, that we should leave so they can sleep, so they can have peace, that since we parked here, they've not slept, and that all the neighbors have not slept since we packed in here, that we are not welcome in this community, we are not welcome in, oh my goodness, like the thing was just out of it. Then she now said that chinaRacism, them running around, is disturbing the whole neighbors, like running around in our own apartment is disturbing all the neighbors in the community, like. So the whole thing, that's just our first experience. We've not had this type of experience. Like every day we have new visitors. It's more like they wait for my husband to come back from work, because I've not had anyone knock on the door when he goes to work. But whenever he comes back, just for us to eat food, we are hearing these bangs on the door. So it's like they're actually jobless, waiting for him to come back so they can come and complain. As we packed in during the week, our neighbor downstairs upgraded his security door and put another security door, like a higher level security door. It was when the woman said on 29th that they have not had peace since we packed in and we're not welcome here, that everyone have not slept since we packed into this community area. That was when we understood that, oh, our neighbor that uprooted his door was scared that maybe I and the kids or my husband will come and rob him or what. Like the whole thing was just somehow, this is our first experience in China. We've not had this type of experience before. Like the whole thing was just on another level. But we are glad that we have left there, because when I was telling my husband that we should just stay there and ignore them, my husband told me that he saw this thing on the internet where Chinese neighbor was putting chemicals on people's door, like their thing that they didn't like. So the person inhaled it and fell sick. That he's just scared that maybe when he's at work, they might hurt I and the kids. And I've seen some, they use knife and butcher people and all of that. So it may not really be like confrontational as the woman did that day. They might actually take it on another level, and we were actually scared. Like for the first time, I was scared of leaving the apartment, even to go through deaths. Like that day, I told my husband, if you're going to work, please just be looking at your back, be attentive, don't even listen to music, because he likes listening to music when he's walking on the road and all of that. I told him, please, as long as you're walking on the road, just be on alert, look over your shoulders and make sure that nobody's walking very close to you. So that's just it, that's what happened, and we had to leave that apartment. Yeah, to tell you guys why I had that reaction when some people came to this apartment to check our toilets that day. I was thinking maybe we are about to experience the same thing that we experienced in the other apartment. Yeah, so when we moved here, I told my Chinese friend about our experience. She had to come here. She told me I should not mind all those people that are very poor. Usually they are poor people that behave that way. But apart from that, like the whole neighbor, not even one person could call one to other. But I'm happy that we left there. Here we have peace. Here is better, and we are not living in fear anymore. Yeah, so if you want to come to China, you can come. Your experience definitely will not be your own. Like here we are now, we've not had any issue. When we go out to play, I've gone out once, yeah, to play with the kids. But now I'm not so enthusiastic to leave the house and all of that. Yeah, so guys, that is the experience that I said I was going to share with you guys while we left our other apartment within 9 days. Yeah, We lost the down payment we made there because the company we rented from said they cannot refund us all the money. We have to leave 1 month rent for them, even though we lived there for 9 days. That one even paid my husband more. He said now we are going to lose money just because of people's attitude towards us. So being an African in China, being in Nigeria, because they don't even know whether we are Nigerians or not, just because of our skin color, our neighbor thought we are going to bring down his door and come and rob him. He went to the extent of changing his security door because he just saw black family in the apartment for the first time. People that don't even live underneath us in the same unit are coming to complain that they've not slept since we packed in. So the whole thing just somehow, yeah, so far this is our experience, our first experience since moving in here. I know one time I complained about going to the park to play with the kids, and all the kids there went away, like their parents took them away so that they will not play with us. But that was not really like pay me. I was the one that went there with my children. But this one, I'm at home, I'm in the house that we paid for, and you're coming to tell us that we are not welcome. Like the whole thing was just on another level. The one about them leaving the park for us, I don't like really feel it. I say, well, if you guys don't want to play, my kids will play here. When we are done, you guys can come. The parents camped their children out of the park until we finished playing. So on our way out, we saw them trying to come inside the park again to play. So all these are just our own family experience. Your experience here in China might be different. This is Beijing. That's why it's even pinning me, because this is the seat of government. A lot of foreigners are here in Beijing. So it's not like they've not really seen people like us here. It's not like they've not seen other people here. Chinese are in Nigeria. Like a lot of Chinese are running businesses in Nigeria, and Nigerians are very supportive of them. So it's actually very painful to be in China and experience something I would call racism, because there's nothing else that can explain the way they treated us in that apartment. Yeah, so like I'm getting emotional again. So I will end this video here. If you've watched to those parts and you're planning to come to China, you can come. Your experience will definitely, I hope, be different from ours. Okay, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.